Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast.
That was goofy.
That was
one
goofy.
of those days.
Well,
goofy.
you know, the brain. No, there isn't any. So there's the excuse. This is the world's favorite place to go for fun, informative car talk. It's the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show.
Woohoo.
Just ahead, the Johnny Carson of car talk, Jack Nerad.
All right.
Later, Jeff has the racing calendar. Mars has This Week in Auto History, and he'll get you caught up on the stories making headlines this week. Howdy, along with Mike out of this world, Mars. We always need more Jeff Zekin. Our chief engineer, David Ainsley, is not with us today.
But he's back in country.
He's back in country, and he is moving the radio station this morning, so he's a little bit busy, I think.
Lift with your knees.
Yeah, always. I'm Don Armstrong. Glad you could join us today. By the way, Mr. Mars, while we have the opportunity, why don't you introduce that
He's
lovely...
on the phone with Jack.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Oh, he's
Why
on the
don't we
phone.
introduce? Well, you introduce yourself.
Well, Paige, it's great to have you with us. This is Mars' granddaughter.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming today.
Of course. I was excited to come today, actually.
Were you?
You're the only one.
Yeah, that's it.
No, I've seen y'all show a few times, but I've never actually got the full experience of it.
Yeah. Do you like the palatial studios that we have here?
It's real nice in here.
Yeah, is it?
Would you like to run the board?
She's real nice.
Oh.
Yeah.
She's real
Who's going to
polite.
run the board?
Yeah, well, we took your place as far as the introduction is concerned. So it's Paige down there at the end, and she's sitting in today, observing. And this is her introduction into broadcasting, both radio, television, communications, media in general. You taking any? She's a senior. Where are you a senior?
Nederland High School.
Nederland High School.
Nederland High School. Is it a big school, a big class?
Oh, yeah, I'd say so.
A couple hundred kids, more?
Yeah, like 300, close
Okay.
to 400 maybe.
That's
All right.
good.
It's closer to 500
Is
in
it?
her class. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's good. So it's good size.
And she knows them all.
Do you know the football players?
Not personally. I
No?
know a few, but
Yeah. So what do you do in your spare time? What do you got? Any hobbies that you know? You like cars? Do you have a car?
I do have a car.
Oh.
Nissan Versa Note.
Oh, that's good.
cool, yeah.
That's a good starter
Little
car.
hatchback. Mhm.
Yeah. Well, you know, my daughter, Katie, when she turned 16, I bought her a Ford Focus. And Katie is now 31, and she still has the car.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And she says, Dad, it's not worth anything. You know, I got 186,000 miles on it,
Right.
and it's been beat up pretty bad, but still runs and drives. So the goal is to bring the car. She lives in Denver, so we're going to bring the car back here. So when she comes to visit, she'll have a car to drive. Her car.
Cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of ragged out, but that's okay.
No,
And-
it has
It was
patina.
hers, and she did all that.
Yeah.
Oh, listen, every fender on it's been mashed throughout the years. And there's probably, car now weighs probably twice as much as it originally did because of the Bondo that's on it.
Do you have to pay extra street tax for that?
Yeah, probably.
Weighs more?
Yeah, a lot more. Jack here yet?
Welcome.
sir.
Welcome, Paige.
Thank you.
Is he there?
As soon as he unmutes, he'll be here.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, let's go to Jack, shall we?
Jack.
Nerad.
Look at you.
Hey.
Hey.
Are you hearing me?
We
Oh,
are.
yeah, radio is much better when you can hear people. isn't it?
Yeah. What is that on your face, Jack?
I'm not certain. I
like it.
yeah, I don't know.
I like it, dude.
It's that California look. You're looking great, man.
Well, that's nice of you to lie like that. I probably will lose it soon, but you know.
You look like
summer.
you're gonna go hang 10 here this afternoon.
There's some people who will, and some people in my family who can, but I'm not one of them.
Oh,
No.
boogie board.
Yeah, you didn't get into the surfing scene?
I was a little late to that. You know.
Yeah.
My middle daughter was on the surf team here in Manhattan Beach, so went to surf PE in her middle school.
So
they had
do you-
PE with surfing.
Do you live in Manhattan Beach?
I do.
Oh, very nice.
I love that. Well, there you
Yeah,
have.
I do too.
Yeah, I could understand why. Well, I just did a review of the Chevrolet
E.
Blazer.
Sounds like.
Yeah, exactly. I had a little brain malfunction there. I've got a lot of it today because Jeff fed me one too many margaritas last night.
Yeah, blame it on Jeff.
Yeah, why not?
Well, I got to blame it on somebody.
There you go.
So I'm going to blame it on Jeff. But at any rate, yes, I had the the Chevy Blazer EV. Have you driven one of those?
I have not. My partner on America on the Road, our radio show, has, but not I.
Well, I will tell you, it's on the same platform as the Cadillac Lyric. And I'll tell you, Jack, I was really impressed. And that's me saying I'm impressed.
Right.
One, with an electric vehicle, but not only that, a Chevrolet Blazer EV, of all things.
He had range anxiety reading it.
I did. But I'll tell you, I can't wait for you to drive it and give us your impression of it, because I was thoroughly impressed. It's beautiful on the interior.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks terrific. I mean, I went to the introduction of that, not a driving event. It must have been, it was pre-COVID for sure. It was all so long ago. And so that's been gestating for that long.
Yeah.
It's kind of amazing.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that I don't understand, that, they'll do the reveal of a vehicle and then 5 years down the road, there it is. I don't understand that, but whatever. You'd think that they'd do the reveal a little bit closer to its actual release.
Kind of makes sense, yes. But
yeah. So
who are we to say, right?
Yeah, well, that's exactly right. We're only the media. We pretty much drive everything that is known to man that comes, especially out of Detroit. I wanted to ask you about your feelings about the state of the American car industry. Jack, we keep hearing of layoffs. We see this huge loss of sales coming from Stellantis. I mean, Ford's not doing well. Ford is, every time you turn around, they've got another recall going on. What's going on?
It's difficult times, scary times, and you're identifying a couple of things that I'm pretty concerned about. I'm concerned about my Stellantis friends. I think we're all concerned about Jeep and Ram, and where that's going. Those are vehicles I love typically. I mean, I love a lot of the Jeep lineup. I love the Ram trucks very, very much. It's tough times out there, and having to develop completely separate powertrains, like a completely different thing, like the Blazer EV, has taxed a lot of these car companies. They seem gigantic, but there's only so much R&D money out there, and so much they can support. And I think it's tough for them to figure out, like, where is this going? And with every car company losing money on selling EVs, with the possible exception of Tesla, you can't make money if nobody's making money selling individual cars, right?
Well, I guess what I really don't understand is why did they drop the two things that Stellantis is known for under the Dodge brand, the hottest selling cars that they've got, and moved completely away from the horsepower thing? I mean, they developed that over years and years and years. There was always excitement every year, and even in mid-year, they'd come out with a more horsepower engine or different platform, something different all the time to entice more buyers. Drop it completely?
If you can remember, though, 7 years back, when everybody was saying we were going to 100% EV in a very short period of time, you can kind of say to yourself, well, do they believe that or not? And General Motors believed that, and maybe to their detriment, or maybe that's going to be a good bet for them. I think Stellantis was less keen on that idea, and maybe to some extent, but then they switched, kind of at the wrong time, right? I mean, they kind of went, okay, we're going to go really emphasize electric now, when it's getting pretty obvious that electric isn't going to be a majority of the market for years, maybe for a decade, maybe for 2 decades. It's hard to imagine that we're going to see 100% adoption of EVs, even in my lifetime, our lifetimes.
Exactly, and I think that's part of their problem is they have to they still have to make cars that people want to buy, to Don's point. So, and they had this group of cars. I mean, the Dodge Brother commercials. People talked about the commercials as much as they talked about the cars because of the excitement they brought. And like you say, they kind of waited a little late to make the commitment to the EV source. But when they did, they went all in. And it's like, wait a minute. Well, let's throw away everything we got making money that's going to allow us to do this instead of just it's kind of like making the jump to EVs without having a hybrid to kind of go across there and span that gap thing.
Yeah.
It just
All in.
It makes no sense.
All in.
And they have a couple hybrids, but they're not particularly good hybrids, right? And so,
Yeah.
Well,
Dodge Hornet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and moving on to Ford. Ford bothers me with the recalls are constant. The one thing that they touted for so long was the EcoBoost engine, and now there are problems with the EcoBoost engine.
Oh, yeah.
And recalls and buyouts, and it's a big mess there.
Yeah, I think this switch to turbos, we're just starting to see where that's going to go. I think you guys know my brother is a certified mechanic who's operated his own shop for years and years and years, and he's not a fan of turbocharged vehicles, and to the extent of recommending that I not look at a turbocharged vehicle from a really popular brand that's known for longevity, just because over time, and I think you guys know too, that the Nerad family keeps their vehicles forever and ever and ever, because I'm a cheap son of a gun. That's just not a thing to do. I mean, the longevity of those vehicles and the complication of those vehicles, and yet everybody's going that way. And even out of Toyota, certainly noted for reliability, they have tons of turbos going into the market and tons of hybrids going into the market. And all of those are really complicated for the typical independent mechanic to fix.
Well, we were speaking of Toyota last week about the 100,000 engines that they're going to have to replace because of debris left over from the milling process in making the engine.
Yep.
100,000 of them. Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
At $5,000 an engine, just for the materials of just the engine alone, not regarding labor costs. And they're saying that it's going to take 24 hours of labor to do these changes. Can you imagine the billions of dollars that they're going to have to suck down?
Yeah, and I think we're just seeing the tip of the iceberg here. I think we're going to see a lot of vehicles, a lot of engines being replaced. I don't know where this is going to go, but it's very tough time to be a car executive. I can tell you that, because you have to kind of figure out. You just have to place bets, and your bet can be wrong. And if your bet is wrong, you can lose your company, quite literally.
Yeah.
Or lose your position in that company real quick.
Yeah,
Stellantis.
that could go like that.
Yeah, going
right.
back to what you said about Stellantis and friends that we have in there, Jim Morrison comes to mind in particular with Jeep, and what a great guy and a great representative, and he's no longer with Stellantis. And the list goes on, as you know.
Right.
Now, Nissan is going through another salaried worker reject, if you want to call it that, with over 1,000 workers there. It's sad, but drill it down to the local dealer, and you're going to go, well, the margins keep getting smaller on the cars. They're trying to keep the price down, but the prices keep going up on the cars. Average price of a car now, $50,000, Jack.
Yeah.
Inflation's crazy, and used cars have gone up rapidly too. I mean, maybe that's mitigated a little bit, but inflation doesn't help anybody, right? It's a tax on everybody.
Right.
And so just working in inflationary times, as we've been in for the last 3 years, is very, very difficult. And going forward, we're seeing fewer and fewer people who can literally afford to buy any new car at all. It's a smaller and smaller percentage of the population. And frankly, I don't recommend to a lot of people that they buy a new car. I recommend that they buy a used car, probably still a better value than a new car, despite the fact that used car prices have gone up.
Well, and
it's tough times.
You stated that it's tough to be an executive for these companies, but not tough to be a union leader. And that's the rub.
That's another
until all the
story.
jobs go away, right?
Yeah.
It's great to get concessions and higher wages, but then if the work is that prompts the car company to either close a particular factory or farm that production out to, say, Mexico or Canada or somewhere else overseas, that wage gain isn't a great thing for the workers overall.
What have you driven lately, Jack? As we close out this segment, what have you driven lately that really excites you?
Well, I drove a Golf R most recently.
Yes.
I don't know if you've driven a Golf R recently, but so terrific. It's one of those vehicles where I kind of wonder if there's too much technology, but boy, driving it, which drives up the price. I think that vehicle, a hatchback, Golf hatchback, essentially, $45,000 is something out the door. But it's just 315 horsepower, a blast to drive, does everything right. I love that thing. Love that car a lot.
Yeah.
Was it a stick?
Was it
a manual?
Yes, yeah. Last year, unfortunately, of the 6-speed manual, and the 6-speed manual is slower than the direct, dual clutch transmission, and considerably actually. But it's so much more fun. At least it is to me.
So, what can we look forward to on the next edition of America on the Road?
Well, I think we're talking about the Genesis GV80 in the current. I did an interview with Trevor Lai, who is the product planner at Genesis. Genesis, I think you guys have to agree, I think, is doing just a great job putting really good vehicles out there that are high value into the luxury market. And this GV80 coupe that I drove recently in Minnesota, it's a terrific vehicle. So I had a chance to talk to him about it, and we get kind of in-depth in our interviews with the product planning people.
Well, Jack, it's always great to talk to you. Thank you so much for joining us from Manhattan Beach.
Surf's up, dude.
California, surf's up, brother.
Surf's up, dude.
Surf's up. Well, going to the Dodger game this afternoon. So
oh, we're sorry.
see how that goes.
Yeah, exactly. Jack, thanks so much again for joining us.
My pleasure. Great to talk to you.
Thank
too.
you, sir.
Jack Nerad, America on the Road, and many other things. Noted author, playwright,
Yep.
Oh, yeah, we
singer.
didn't talk about his new book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
have to do that next
get him
time.
back.
All right,
yeah.
so we're going to take a quick break. In Wheel Time Car Talk Show, available 24/7 through the iHeartRadio app. Look for In Wheel Time Car Talk. We also video stream on Facebook, YouTube, and NWheelTime.com. Podcasts from your favorite podcast provider. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show will continue right after this quick break. Pro-Am Auto Accessories has been serving Houston's auto enthusiasts since 1984, providing world-class products for sports cars, European sedans, and American muscle. Pro-Am is known as the place to go to find exclusive and hard-to-find parts and accessories. Pro-Am is one of the very first distributors in the USA for brands such as Recaro, Redline, Momo, Corbo, and Simpson. Located in the heart of Houston's premier retail and service corridor, the Galleria area, Pro-Am's walk-in storefront includes an 8,000 square foot warehouse, showroom, and installation bays. Pro-Am not only sells parts and accessories, but also offers installation and service. Pro-Am is now reaching a worldwide audience through Pro-Am.com, taking its local reputation to the rest of the world. At Pro-Am Auto, you'll be dealing with a small group of professionals who truly want to help you with your automotive needs. If you don't see what you're looking for on the website, call and Pro-Am will lend you a hand. Pro-Am Auto, 6125 Richmond at Green Ridge in Houston's Galleria area. Call them at 713-781-7755. Want to feel good about something special you did for someone special? In Wheel Time and the original Lupi Tortilla group of Tex-Mex restaurants have joined together to help a very worthy cause, God's Garage, a Christian-based 501c3 charity. We know there are lots of places and organizations out there where you can donate a car, truck, or SUV, but we're asking you, our car enthusiast family, to consider donating to God's Garage. Visit godsgarage.org and learn about its mission, the women that have been helped, how each one is screened, and about their Restore You program. A car donation is an easy way to make a difference in the lives of others. God's Garage needs good operating vehicles, but will take all types in working and non-working condition. Make your heart and soul feel good by donating your gently used vehicle and help support single mothers, widows, and wives of deployed military at godsgarage.org. Thanks for joining us. You're on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Let's look at the racing calendar.
Not much going on, ladies and gentlemen.
What's up with that?
Well, because the Olympics, they're off
Oh.
today. Actually, today qualifying for the Craftsman Truck Series.
By the way, speaking of which, speaking of play-by-play announcers, the Diffie guy who's been doing IndyCar is now at the Olympics. He finishes up today.
Yeah.
the guy with the Australian accent,
Yeah.
he's moving to NASCAR.
Yeah, there's a lot of movement going on in racing, but
But I'm talking about play-by-play
Yeah.
guys. That's a big
Yeah.
move. Anyway, go ahead.
NASCAR's Richmond tomorrow. They're going to qualify today, practice all that. And like I said, the Craftsman Truck Series goes off tonight at 6 o'clock. It's on the USA Network. Mike, tickets are still available in case you want to take your granddaughter.
Well, I was thinking about
Yep,
that.
there you go. And that's pretty much it. IMSA, drag racing, Brainerd. We talked to Angel. That's coming up next week. So,
Yep.
yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. Time now for this week in auto history. Mr. Mars has that. We always look forward to this segment. By
You
the
know,
way.
It's a
and
good
I
stuff.
really learned some things, last week, and I picked
Well,
up
that's
a few
a
things.
change.
I know. But this week, I learned a couple of things as well. Like this week, back in 1900, the Firestone Tire and Rubber Company was founded by Harvey Firestone. in
I remember
Akron.
that. Yeah,
I figured you were there at the ribbon cutting.
I was.
And then in 1926,
At
they
the rubber
actually
cutting.
opened the world's largest rubber plantation over in Africa to supply them with rubber for their tires.
Yeah.
Which I never knew anything like. It was over 1 million acres. Then
Of rubber tires.
of rubber that they were growing to make the rubber tires.
Okay.
Then coming up, then also this week, like August 6th, Nash, the famous Nash car company, was
Oh,
the
God.
first American car manufacturer to put seat belts as a factory
Look at
option.
that beauty there.
That's a
would
In
you?
beauty, all right.
1949.
Yeah.
Now, they were installed in 40,000 cars. People didn't like them, so they had them removed. Then, in 1955, Ford started putting in seat belts as an option, but only 2% of the buyers wanted them, so they quit that.
I think these people are vampires because they're
Yeah.
sleeping during the day.
That's
That's what it is.
Our friend Ron Stein has a car just like that. That's the Nash that would fold out into a bed, literally fold out into a bed.
Yeah, and his girlfriend's dad said, "You ain't taking that to the drive-in."
That's right, not with my daughter. Also this week, 1968, the American Motors Company introduced the AMX. Now, this was the two-seater sports car that competed against the Corvette, which had an inch longer wheelbase, but it cost a little more money. Had a 390 engine in it on the option with a 4-speed manual
like it.
transmission. They only produced it from 68 to 70 for some reason, and but it was a pretty hot little car,
I
and it
remember.
looked really
and
good.
remember, it had no back seat.
No, yeah, it was a backseat delete.
Yep.
And that's one of the things that they cut down on the weight on it. Also this week, August the 10th, the first generation of the GTO is credited with popularizing the muscle car. However, people look at it, 1964, 1965 model years, the GTO was an option package on the intermediate size Le Mans. It wasn't until 1966 that the GTO actually was produced as a standalone car, branded as such. And that year, 1966, was the most sales. They sold 96,946 of those cars.
Oh,
that
wow.
year, first year it was out.
That would Mr. John DeLorean did that.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He was told not to do it, and he did it anyway.
Yep. And
Don't do it.
Yeah. Look what happens.
So that was a
touch
couple
it.
of the things we found in This Week in Auto History that were interesting.
That was cool.
Oh, very good. Thank
Yeah.
you, sir. More on the bashing of Detroit. General Motors said Marissa West, who became the North American president in January, is leaving the automaker.
Oh, no.
So Marissa West, president North America, has decided to leave GM. This is the statement. After more than 20 years with the company, GM spokesperson Kevin Kelly said in a statement, she held numerous leadership roles in engineering, product, and sales in the U.S. and Canada. We are grateful for all of her contributions and wish her the best in her next chapter of life. GM said Duncan Aldred,
Okay.
Vice President of Global Buick GMC, will become Vice President of Commercial Growth Strategies. There's that story.
Tell us how you feel about that.
Yeah. I don't understand what they're doing. They don't even understand what they're doing.
No, they don't. That's kind of the problem.
And Del Grande Dealer Group in California's Bay Area has agreed to pay $290,000 to settle an environmental protection case brought by the Santa Clara County District Attorney's Office. The civil complaint filed by the office in local Superior Court in June alleged the dealership improperly disposed of brake parts cleaner, automotive fluids, and circuit board parts. The Environmental Protection Unit, part of the District Attorney's Office, has prosecuted several civil cases involving hazardous waste in the automotive industry, including a $4 million settlement with Firestone Complete Auto Care in 2022. The office began Unannounced inspections of Del Grande trash containers in 2021. Rooting around in the garbage,
Oh,
discovering hazardous waste and customer records.
Dumpster
It
diving.
said at locations in Alameda, Solano, Contra Costa, and Monterey counties. The judge ordered Del Grande to pay $215,000 in civil penalties. The group also must pay about $50,000 to cover investigation costs and $25,000 to support training for California regulators. Del Grande declined to comment.
Wow. Sounds like a Mexican dish. I'll have the Del Grande
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
A little Tex-Mex.
Making me hungry.
A Del Grande.
with a margarita.
A margarita, with some corn and flour tortillas. I like both. White
Okay.
corn tortillas.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
The white corn I like. I don't like the yellow corn.
No, I don't either.
Charo
too
or
dry.
refried?
Yeah.
Charo, if I can get them.
I know.
Yeah. I'll have refrieds occasionally, but...
Salt or no salt on the Rita?
Oh, no salt. Makes my ankles swell. I just can't stand that.
And this is a part of our cooking segment.
That's later. We'll go into detail.
Mike's going to make a cake.
This story just really ticks me off.
Oh,
Which one is
like
that?
We can see that, the Del Grande.
No, the General Motors thing.
The GM.
Oh, she's left us. No, she hasn't. She got fired. You fired her. You put her in a position she couldn't handle for whatever reason, or she ticked somebody off, and out she goes after 20 years.
She complained because you were selling the Ren Center or something.
I know somebody that... Anyway, I don't even get into
He
that.
knows a guy that knows a guy.
I know a guy.
Hey, we'd love to hear from you. Just shoot us an email. The address here is info@inwheeltime.com. Hate mail, whatever it is,
Send it.
We
Send
like
it.
it. We'll read it on the air. Time now for a quick break. You're on the In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show, streaming and podcasting around the planet. Look for us from your favorite podcast provider.
The original group of Lupi Tortilla restaurants will have you telling your family and friends just what the original recipe means when it comes to the best fajitas in Southeast Texas. Founder Stan Holt invites you to visit the first Lupi Tortilla near I-10 and Highway 6. Here is the original house that inspired the design of all the rest and the original charm that helped make Lupi Tortilla the go-to destination for Houston Tex-Mex. Nothing can compete with the original lime pepper marinade that everyone will agree makes Lupi Tortilla award-winning beef fajitas the best anywhere. Lupi Tortilla Katie's another location that gives you the same quality and service Houstonians have come to expect at Lupi's. It's located on 99 the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard in Katy. Find yourself in Aggieland? Head to the Lupi Tortilla in College Station. Located just around the corner from Kyle Field, it's a great place to enjoy those famous frozen margaritas before or after the game. Going to Louisiana? The Lupi Tortilla in Beaumont is on I-10, so you can't miss it. The original group of Lupi Tortilla restaurants has the best Tex-Mex anywhere, and you're invited anytime. Your car is a direct reflection of you, so don't be satisfied with color fade or a dingy, dull appearance. Get rid of those terrible automated car wash scratches. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your Save the Paint company. John Gray and his team of detailing experts can help your cars finish without a full repaint. Searching for the real experts in window tint or windshield protection? Gulf Coast Auto Shield. Dash cams, radar detectors? Gulf Coast Auto Shield. Got a new car? Get that thing protected as soon as you take delivery. If you don't know which of the multitude of protection products to go with, John Gray will give you an honest opinion and won't sell you something you don't need or can't afford. John will help you understand the many options and pricing right on the spot. He's your guy to have your ride looking its best and protected too. See the state-of-the-art shop yourself. Free tours anytime. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is easy to get to, located just south of the Southwest Freeway on the Sam Houston Parkway. Gulf Coast Auto Shield, full-service luxury car care today, and online at gcautoshield.com.
For this podcast episode of the In-Wheel Time Car Show, I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.